weather forecast today?
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, about to get away. Feels like it's been a freaking decade.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Contracts and Cocktails. I'm Carolyn Smith.
I'm Kellie Bowling.
We're with the Coastal Estate team, and we're looking forward to bringing you some exciting real estate news today. I'm going to try and chill out. I've had a crazy morning with my son readjusting every setting in my car when he drove it yesterday, and my daughter trying to register for school orientation this morning. So
that's fun.
I'm stuck in,
I had the same thing with the car, also because my son decided to drive it yesterday on an errand.
What's with this?
He's 6'11". No, not really. He feels like he is, but I don't know. He says, I'm only 5'11", but he's got really long legs. So my seat is in the back seat.
And they recline it.
Yes. I'm like, how do you see? I was laying down, and I'm like, this isn't going to work. And then, of course, I cannot find my old settings. I'm uncomfortable the whole way in. Not a big deal, but it's a short ride. I'm never going to get
dumb,
it back.
But it's and my son put it in sport mode. I'm like, I didn't even know I had sport mode. I don't know how to turn it off.
They know more about our cars than we do, because mine will do the same thing. Why don't you ever drive it in sport mode? I'm like, because I'm just going to work. It's like a 10-minute drive, dude.
Why do I need sport mode? I'm not interested in sport mode.
And the speed limit's literally 40. So where are you going?
Where are we going so fast? And then he got his food, whatever he was eating in the car. Another fun thing, he got it all over the steering wheel. So I'm like, why does my steering wheel?
I didn't have that, thankfully. No.
Yeah, so between that, so I'm going to breathe deeply. We're going to talk about real estate and some interesting real estate news that we've seen come out. And there was actually another one that came out from the board recently. But, there's a lot of still media attention on the country. And we are getting, when we look at what's coming out in the media, we're seeing what's happening in the country in real estate. And then we go out, and we've talked about this before, we go out and we're like, multiple offers, houses on the market for a day, selling above list price again.
Yes.
What is happening? So we had some articles we pulled, which Kellie's got and can kind of go over, but
I think the biggest one that you shared with me was this one about how U.S. homeowners have lost $2.3 trillion since June. And this is from Redfin, their data.
So it's a national news.
Right. And that is where the value of U.S. homes at the end of 2022 was $45.3 trillion. That was down 4.9% from the record high of $47.7 trillion in June. So that's a big drop. However, if you read on, there's lots of information in here.
You have to get to the next to the last paragraph.
It's literally at the end. Florida's housing market is being sustained by folks moving in from the north and, as of recently, the West Coast. So we're not seeing that. Florida's housing market has remained robust. I would say that's accurate, with the largest increase in real estate value compared to other parts of the country. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like we're in a little insulated bubble here where, because so many people move from literally everywhere all the time.
Yes.
Year round. It's not just, one season of the year or whatever. But then we also do have our seasonal visitors, and those people are sometimes purchasing homes here to invest in for their winter season or whatever.
Or they plan to retire in so many years and they want to buy now.
So always. And so, this one speaks about Miami specifically and said that the total value of homes in Miami rose 19% year over year.
19%. And that, I think what we're struggling with as realtors is we feel that when we are, looking at homes for buyers and how quickly they're moving. But if you're a buyer and you're looking at this national news and you read that headline,
it sounds very doom and gloom.
It sounds doom and gloom. And we're not saying that, what is the right thing? Do home prices need to come down? Do home prices need to go up? We're just saying what is.
What we're saying, yeah.
And if you want to buy a home right now in our area, in Florida, on the Space Coast, you have to be aware of this, because you can't be thinking, the the market is tanking and
or it's going to burst, and I'm going to wait for it to do that so that I can swoop in and get a good deal. And I think that was kind of like we were wondering with our slowdown, like, are we going to see any change? Is it going to just be slower? We talked about like, what are we going to be seeing? Volume wise, are we going to be back to like 2019, like pre-COVID? We talked about that a little bit, and so far I'm not seeing that. No, we're not seeing it. We're definitely seeing the houses moving quickly. We're seeing the prices moving quickly, and the buyers are committing fairly fast, and homes are going. There is still more inventory. There's no question, but there's not a ton of inventory. No, it's interesting. So I had a new listing that went on, and it was active Friday, but no showings till Saturday. So we showed it Saturday, showed it again Sunday, had an offer on the first day of showings, then had a second offer on the first day of showings. We decided to go ahead and let the last showings yesterday go through and see if anybody, there wanted to make an offer or not. Right. And then they were ready to make a decision. They priced it on the higher end of the range that I told them. They were like, well, let's go high, because they weren't in a huge hurry. Because they don't need to sell in order to buy their next home where they're moving to. And of course, they're glad they did, because they got the higher range. Had they priced it a little lower, I don't know that they would have gotten there. But, same thing, the last listing that I had right before that went super duper fast in a different area, different type of house. So I feel like, anything... What do you think, price point wise? It's going fast. Even the $1 million houses are going really quick. I think they're all going fast. Yeah. It's because that one, we're looking in like that 300,000, which is sort of the median, 3 to 350. Yeah. That's super hot. 350, almost 3 to 4. But that house was priced over 550. Yeah, 569. Yeah. And went quick. And everybody said, they've offered on everything on that street and they haven't gotten it. So, they're hoping to get this one. Right. Or whatever. Right. And, it's true. There was one around the corner that I had shown, and that one sat a little bit longer, but they were priced a little higher and maybe needed to come down a little bit, and they weren't quite ready. But still, it was only on the market maybe 2 weeks. That's not a long time. It's not a long time. Yeah. So don't sleep on it. Don't wait on it. I don't know. Will interest rates go up a little bit more potentially? Yeah. But I think that we're starting to see, everything sort of lags. And I think we hear a lot just from friends and clients and just in general, people are worried about inflation. People are spending less money. This is going to help bring inflation, as people spend less in just disposable things. Inflation's going to start to curb, and there's a little lag there. Yeah. So I think we're going to see those interest rate increases stop or slow down. And I just don't see our housing market slowing down. I had a lender tell me last week, and like the science behind all of it really intrigues me. And she said that right now the cost for people to buy down their rate is reasonable and it's not crazy high. And they're trying to offer that to people because if they can offer that to them now, when the rates go down within the next 2 years to a certain rate, they're already going to be at what they bought down to. Right. And so they're not going to likely refinance, and they'll be able to make their money off these people. So they're pricing them accordingly so that, so they think that the rates are going to come down to whatever they're going to be able to buy down to. All the lenders seem to think that. And as a buyer, if you want to ask for a closing cost contribution from the seller, you don't have to use that for closing costs. You can use that to buy down your rate. Yeah, definitely. And, if that's important to you and you don't want to have to worry about refinancing later, buy down your rate. Yeah. Buy down your rate and do it that way. There's other ways, to skin the cat. Or if you're interest rate sensitive, maybe you're going to buy a little bit less expensive home. But I fear that waiting is not a good move right now, because we're seeing, I think prices are going to continue to go definitely. Up. Yeah. Every time one sells, and if it goes at market, then people are adjusting upward for the next one, just slightly. That's why I give people a range. Well, the last one sold here, but you could maybe go, maybe within and I think range. Sometimes people think we're just making this up. We're not making this up. No. Our goal is to sell houses. That's our goal. And if we think the price is going to be lower, you can offer lower and get a better deal. That's what we want for you. Oh, absolutely. We're trying to be realistic, because we have people who are getting frustrated, like they're making the offer and it's not happening. The house I showed yesterday,
It has only been on the market a very short while, and they thought it was priced very high. They thought that price is high and it's not going to go anywhere. And when we got there, they already had a contract. And they're like, how did it go under contract so fast? And it's priced so high. And I'm like,
it's not high, baby. It's market value.
Or somebody really wanted it, and there's not a lot of opportunity in that price point. So you got to move.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And that, brings us to like new home sales surging. So that's when builders are continuing to build, that's a sign of a healthy home market for sure. And it's in the South. So they sold 17.1% more in the South. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And that was January, right?
Yeah, that was in January. And so the Northeast saw a drop of 19.4%.
Yeah.
So people maybe aren't building in the North, but they're all building here.
Yes.
I mean, we went to a kind of like a seminar kind of presentation last week.
From the Home Builders Association. It was cool.
It was cool. There was a lot of local builders there and some national builders that also build in our market here locally. So it was really interesting to see the price points that are being offered, the locations that are being offered, and also some of them talked about the incentives that they're delivering as far as like to the buyers if they,
closing cost assistance if you use
things
their
like that. For some of like the more inventory builders that do that. And of course our custom builders, I really thought that was interesting when they talk about like that one new neighborhood that they're doing in Vieira, like building around the trees. Like that was really cool. So it was good to go sit down and listen. And they're all building. I mean, what did the one tell us? That they're building like 3,200 homes?
There's a lot of houses, and they're building a lot in the very south end of the county where the new Heritage Parkway is connecting through
Exit
to
166,
95.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
And that's going to go to Ellis Road to dump you kind of near the airport and Northrop Grumman and, some other large employers over there. And they're building.
They're seeing the needs, so they are. And not just building single-family homes, they're building multifamily, like apartment complexes and things like this, too, because they see a need not just for purchases, but for rentals as well.
So I think that we can continue to see new construction, although I do feel like they're being able to build a little bit faster because some of the supply chain issues are resolving themselves, and also potentially, having a little bit more freeing up of subcontractors. It's not that much faster.
No, it's really not. No. It's still taking a while. Yeah.
So anyway, our main point is don't read the national news and not read through. Don't just read the headline.
Right. You need to read the entire article. And then if you have questions, call us and ask us what we're seeing. We see the stats every day.
Yes.
We look at our MLS. We see what's closed. We know what price they've closed at.
Yes.
We can tell you like percentage of list price to actual close price, like where those are sitting. They're not low numbers, I got to tell you. They're very close to 100%.
Yeah.
So,
And our average price, when we think back 10 years ago, what were homes selling for in the Melbourne area compared to what are homes selling for today? Honestly, 10 years ago, it was kind of unusual to see $1 million house unless it was oceanfront or riverfront or something. Direct, something very, very nice. And now, I don't know, we see a lot of those, Yeah. So overall, the prices have come up and they're staying there and they're continuing to climb. So don't hesitate.
Don't wait.
That's our message for the day. and watch out for your teenage kids. That's our
that want to drive your cars.
Tell them to take the bicycle. Take the bike to Publix.
Yeah, and if you want to reach us, you can call us at 321-422-2160, or you can email us at hello@coastalestateteam.com. And don't forget to click subscribe.
Subscribe.
Wherever
you
you
don't
see
want to miss us.
TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, we're all the places.
Or you can subscribe on our podcast if you prefer to listen while you're driving. We are on all the platforms.
Spotify, Google, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, all the places.
Yeah. So, all right. So we'll see you next time. Have a great week.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just the perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.